Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Community Watch here on Metro TV with me, Gabriel Ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Togbo Ashonkwa Osono, and I'm doing this together with Rosemary Koko Anyigba and Joshua Tawia Adom. In today's edition, we are coming your way from Alajo within the Ayawaso Central Municipality or Constituency. Honorable Henry Quarty, the regional minister, is the member of parliament for this constituency. And not long ago, just a little over a month ago, on Community Watch, we brought to you a situation, a heap of refuse here on the premises of the Alajo class of schools, which had become a challenge for the pupils studying right here on this premises, as well as young people who would routinely come over and exercise or play football. We reported the incident or the situation, engaged appropriate leaders of the community. They gave us their word that in no time they were going to ensure that the refuse was collected. Indeed, they moved into action and had ensured, in collaboration or working with the Ayawaso Central Municipal Authority, they worked to ensure that this refuse was collected. Today, we are here to speak to them to know exactly how this happened following Metro TV's initial reportage. I'll be speaking to them, but before that, just let us bring you up to speed on how the situation was during our first visit. I want us to walk so we can turn, and then viewers could see us or could see the refuse behind us, so you can continue to talk.
This particular refuse will live here hopefully a week from today.
A week from today?
Yes.
So the assembly member for this electoral area, Kwe Mensa electoral area, is promising, assuring residents and pupils of Alajo and our dear viewers that a week from today, this refuse you see behind us would no longer be there.
We have been collecting this refuse for some time now, but the truth is that you don't know where they bring it from. We don't know if it is from the school or it's from the people living around.
Well, we have pictures which show that pupils have been throwing their refuse right here.
Which is from the school.
We have pictures, yes, indicating that pupils of the schools here have been casting their refuse. But then also we've heard from a resident that some residents also do come around. So two groups of people contributing to the issue.
Yeah, so what I am saying is that if we collect it right now, it will still come back. So we are looking for a long-lasting solution that will not bring back this thing here again. So we want to collect the refuse and also collect the sand as well.
Yes, you have a final statement.
Well, what I can say is that I want to assure the people of Alajo that this matter has been taken on and is going to be our main subject for the next sitting. So I can assure you that the next time you come here, something really positive.
All right.
If we can connect some lights here so that anyone who tries coming to do something or something, that person can be apprehended, and then, because see, we've done a lot. I sometimes come sit here with him to see whether we will get some, because it's been a challenging problem. You understand? We are doing our best.
So we'll be right here to witness it and then commend you for a good work done and hopefully to have it sustained. Your last words.
Okay, my last word will be on the same issue, human attitude. We would plead with the community to stop bringing refuse here, so that when next we are able to collect all this refuse, we will not see it here again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you've heard from the assembly member, Honorable Halid Abdul Salam, and
I also Frederick Dankwa, Chairman of Environment Committee at the
Frederick Dankwa, Chairman of the Environmental Committee of the Ayawaso Central Municipal Assemblies. Great, so you've seen the difference that we now have at Alajo cluster of schools. The refuse is collected and the place looks tidy. Now I see young people turning up to play football, and a number of them that I had proud conversation with expressed much relief about the situation. We shall be speaking to the assemblyman and also the chairman of the Environment Committee about what exactly they did to bring about this difference. But I have with me here two gentlemen, part of the young people who exercise or play football here, to tell us how they feel about the situation. You're welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch.
Thank you, sir.
What's up? What's up? How do you find collection of the refuse? What do you see? What difference has it made?
The collection, we like it, but the maintenance is the problem, because it's been here for years, for decades. Yeah, since I was a kid, it's been here for years. Like, we don't know. So if they are going to keep it clean and maintain it for us, okay, we need a change. You can see it for yourself. Because this building has been here for years. Nobody is patronizing it. You can see other ones, other structures there. So the assemblyman has done well. Alidu, we know him. He has done very well. Like, I've seen a change when he came.
But you want more. You want it to be sustained such that.
Yeah, you need a change there.
Okay. So you want that structure to even go up?
It should.
Okay.
It should. You should help us. Let them know. So someone has to voice out.
And you are voicing out through Metro TV's Community Watch.
Okay. I'm voicing out. I'm speaking on their behalf.
Thank you, bro. How about you? What do you have to add up?
Okay, actually, what my brother said is true, but my opinion is maybe they can even suggest by putting a bench here. A couple of people do come around and watch me play football. This is my former school. This is where I schooled. So the refuse here became a problem to the society, at least the community and the students here in the school, even with the football players here. But thank God I'm happy it has been collected. So
was it a challenge during your time?
Yes, it was a very big challenge.
Oh, so he's completed school now, a fine young man, and the situation still persisted till recently when Metro TV came around to highlight it. So you want it to be a thing of the past, really?
Yeah, it should be a thing of the past.
We wish you well in your professional career as a footballer. So let's now get to the assemblyman and also chairman of the Environment Committee for the Ayawaso Central Municipality or Municipal Assembly. Joining me now on set are Assemblyman for the Kwemensa electoral area here in Alajo and also the chairman of the Environment Committee, Khalid Abdul Salam, the Assemblyman, and also Frederick Dankwa, popularly called Alash, who is the chairman of the Environment Committee. So we have Alash. What's your nickname? Oh, you don't have one?
The Job Day Ground.
The Job Day Grounds. Oh, it looks more like a theme than a nickname. Or
That's how people call me.
or the people. Why they don't call you honorable? I know many assemblymen are usually called honorable.
I'm part of the people, so normally we go by that.
So the people's man who prefer to be called the Job Day Ground. Welcome to this edition of Community Watch. Later in this program, we will as well take you to teachers' quarters near Nyanyanu. Some residents there are expressing fears about how dilapidated their footbridge over a drain looks and might cost lives. So please stick and stay with us as we delve into these issues right here on Community Watch. So how did it happen? And how long did it take for you to clear this following our reportage or our visit?
First of all, I have to thank all your viewers and say, when you first came here, we gave you our word that in 2 weeks we will be able to clear this garbage. But you know the assembly work and its procurement processes, so things got a little delayed, but thanks be to Allah, we were able to do it about 2 weeks ago. And with the help of the municipal chief executive and the director and the municipal health director and my boss here, Honorable Alash, we were able to bring in some people to come and do it. One Saturday morning, I was here to supervise, so they will do what we want for us. Okay.
So it's commendable. I recall on that day I mentioned that if the assemblyman and the chairman and all the officials at the Ayawaso Central Assembly were able to act on their word and ensure that the refuse was eventually collected. We're coming back to highlight the situation, because on Community Watch, it is not like we always try to look out for challenges and then highlight them just to make officials look bad or to create the impression that they are not working, but how best we all can collaborate to ensure that we make our societies better. So I am happy that today we are here to indeed highlight the positive impact that they've made in the community. But the big question is, how are you going to sustain this? How are you going to ensure that we wouldn't have a situation where in about a month or two from now we come back and then we see yet another messy situation, a heap of refuse coming up again? Because you had earlier mentioned that you had collected the refuse some time back and then it came back again. So what are you doing to ensure that we don't see another heap coming up?
Thank you, Mr. Neobodai. To start with, all we say is that we give thanks to the Almighty, the MCD, MC. And for me, let me also acknowledge my committee.
Yourself?
Myself, yeah, myself.
Hey. So he wouldn't even allow us to commend him. Or for you, dear viewer, to commend or acknowledge that they've done well. But he's commending himself.
Yeah. Well, because there's a structured program, and this was factored into what we intend doing. Because you know what the regional minister is doing, and his intent to keep the city Accra
clean.
Yes. So
the regional minister, Honorable Henry Quartey, happens to be the member of parliament for this area, and recently he launched a mega initiative called Operation Clean Your Frontage to ensure that we all keep our surroundings tidy. So it's indeed in the right direction to have this taking place here.
Yeah, sure. We needed to set good example. So it's not only this place. When you can analyze, I told this was in the books. So all we needed was a takeoff. And then, like we promised, I'm so happy. You promised the next time you will be here, you hope things have gotten better. And you can see for yourself what immediate measures that need. And we've started is educating the public, especially the youth who play ball on the park. You can see that the place has been cleaned, but then you can see pieces of garbage on the floor. I told you last time, the human beings sometimes behave irrespective of whatever measures that you put in place. So I have spoken to my assembly member. We want to get a permanent person here. Before then, we have also planned of trying to get just a playing field and try to see whether we can make some seats here for people to sit, so that it will, deter people from and doing what they used to do.
Yeah, so I think it would be, it's good that you want to put it to good use than to just leave it fallow or open like that, which might even prompt people to bring their refuse. But you are the chairman of the environment committee. As you've then blocked people from casting the refuse here, what alternative have you provided?
Let me also add that.
What alternative? So that they can dispose of their refuse appropriately at appropriate point.
Speaking to the MC, we think we'll make enough litter bins around it. And then also, this might sound, they will not be happy, but I think sometimes we have to crack the whip. I'm thinking of trying to summon anyone who tries to dump something here, so that it will, if they see that there's punishing measures for those things, they will. Because seriously speaking, if we don't keep strong measures or punitive measures, they will come doing the same thing. Because as I told you, he's worked several times on this particular issue, and then I think once this place has been sanitary, I think we have to, I think that will be better. Like,
so you have to be emphatic about this. That if we find anyone coming over, whether at night, you shouldn't be discussing. They should be part of the process. It should be part of the bylaws. And you should even have sanitation court that if you find someone throwing refuse at places that they are not supposed to, they should be picked up. You have it in the bylaws. So it shouldn't be a matter of discussion where you are now going to talk about it. You should arrest.
You made mention of how we are going to provide people with beans so that they will not come here and then dispose this thing. I am very sure Zoom Lion came around and gave us some dustbins so that every Tuesday they come around to collect them. And we have the main waste site at the Alajo market that people go there. And then, if I'm not lying, the Aboboya people too are around, that the assembly is making a policy through the regional minister. They are making policies through the Aboboya people to collect refuse day in and out. So I am sure we are not going to make this place a refuse dump anymore. And with the school, we are trying our best to provide them with enough refuse containers so that they will not come back here, because I speak to the head mistress of the Alajo 1 and 2 all the time. Whenever the refuse is full, Honorable, I am out, then I come with an Aboboya to come and collect them. So that is what we have been doing ever since we collected this refuse.
Okay. I want to thank the assemblyman for the Kwe Mensa electoral area. We don't consider anything to be like a small initiative or small endeavor or big endeavor. Even if it may appear as a small initiative, it really isn't, so far as it is improving livelihoods and then making big time difference in the lives of people. So this initiative by the assemblyman, by the chairman of the environment committee, by the Ayawaso Central Municipal Assembly is big and is commendable. We end our chapter with them and we move on to the second chapter, Gomoa East Municipality, a point called Teachers Quarters. It's near Nyanyano. So from Kaswa, you head towards Nyanyano, then you take your right. That's where Teachers Quarters is. This community, which is the Teachers Quarters, was a land acquired by the government for teachers, and their major problem as of today is this footbridge I am on now. They contend that it is weak and deplorable, such that it risks the lives of residents, particularly children who ply this bridge to and fro school. And as such, they are here to share more, to see how best the state institutions can assist them, meet them halfway, because after all, they have started a project and wish that government can meet them halfway to do a better footbridge for them, to bring relief to all residents here. So I am now joined by Mr. Hagan to then start the conversation with. Welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch.
Thank you.
Sir Hagan.
Yes. The situation is very bad. When it rains like this, all the bridge get flowed, and even people, this small people, when they are going to school, some fell on the gutter. So we are paying.
When was the last time someone fell into the gutter?
About 3 months ago, when it rained heavily, and last week too, the same thing. It rained heavily. We can't go. It's overflow. We have to stay indoors. So we are appealing for the government to help us. We need this bridge to be fixed for us. We beg you.
Have you drawn the attention of the municipal assembly?
Yes, my young friend, I think, yeah.
We now have a concerned resident right in front of me to detail us on what exactly the challenge is, its genesis, and how best the accessibility challenge within the community as a result of this drainage network you see could be addressed. Welcome to to Metro TV's Community Watch, sir.
Good afternoon. Actually, let me start from the one. Initially, when we bought the land, we have issues with encroachers. So it looks as if the NAT itself, we bought the land from NAT. NAT itself is not showing concern. One.
So that is the Ghana National Association of Teachers. It's a labor union for teachers.
They are not showing concern. One. Two, it looks as if the encroachers are, maybe I don't know whether it's from the kinship or whatever. They are not also showing concern. Three, the assembly themselves is not also showing concern. Four, how do you call it? They said the MP is constructing a temporary drainage. Why? Because when it rains, it looks as if the rain is from the top there comes. So people that we don't have proper drainage around, and NAT too did not construct any proper drainage for the residents. You understand? So one, this whole thing is from rain aspect. From that, they decided to construct a temporary drain. After the temporary drain, I decided to construct this, so that after doing the temporary drain, they deprived us from crossing the bridge. So I decided to do.
Deprived you from crossing from your side of the community to the other side of the drain.
Of the drain. Okay. If now I want to go to work, I have to cross this gutter before I go.
You have to walk through the gutter.
Through the gutter before I go to work. Now I've decided, I've parked my car at the other side. Now I have to walk through here and come here.
Oh, so it was such that you had to park your car across the street. So even as we speak, you've parked your car across the drain.
This very house there is there, right?
You walk towards your house, you walk through the drain.
Exactly. So I decided to construct this. After constructing this, it looks as if what I'm seeing it. I quite remember they brought in NADMO to come and take measurement of where the real drain will be. Okay. So they did it before this one. Okay. So to my concern, it looks as if the NAT is not communicating with the assembly. The assembly too is not communicating with the MP. The MP too is not communicating with the NADMO office people. So I don't know what is kind of, I don't know. The whole thing is bizarre. The whole total mess. There is no communication. It looks as if we are in a salad world. That's how I see it. We are not uniform.
But you mentioned that a section of the community had been earmarked for drainage network by the authorities, which is supposed to be a permanent drain to address flood and also how wastewater is channeled through the community. Has this permanent drain been created?
No, they've not done such. But I quite remember I was once it's about a year or two that they came around to pinpoint where the permanent drain will pass through. And I was just there when I came home. They called me that they are constructing a temporary drain. So the following day I did not go anywhere. I decided to witness what really was going on. So I called the excavator and he said, oh, the engineer is coming. So I confronted the engineer that if the thing is temporary, there are structures that they are in on the proper way of the drain. Why is it that now that they've not finished constructing, why is it that they should not demolish it now? They should construct the proper drain now than the person will finish the whole house now before they want to construct the correct drain. It's waste of money, resources and a whole lot. So he should do the rightful thing so that that same person will not be attacking the government and stuff like that. He did not mind me. Just like that. So I don't know. It looks as if we have to find a space well to stay.
So that's a concerned resident saying that, look, this teachers' quarters near Nyanyano has a point or an area earmarked for a permanent drain. But, well, authorities have bypassed, perhaps because they are not yet ready with resources, but they've created a temporal drain. And he believes that if the permanent drain is created, that would rather bring lasting relief for the resident. And because the assembly and related agencies have or appears to have overlooked the creation of a permanent drain for the community, there are persons or developers encroaching on the area demarcated for the drain, and they appear to be watching on unconcerned, not intervening to even clear those developers. And if they don't intervene as a matter of urgency and as a matter of necessity, those developers will eventually complete their projects, and at that time it will be very difficult for them to step in and then have their structures demolished. But meanwhile, they have a situation where the temporal drain is also creating havoc. Even though one of the concerned residents has become a benevolent person and has put up this makeshift footbridge, it's such that it can't really alleviate their plight because the bridge isn't in the best of state. As you can see, their resource could only help in covering part of the bottom of the bridge. So because half of it is covered, this entire stretch isn't. And you know, kids, children, when they are out and about playing, instead of some of them maybe standing or even using this part of the bridge, they may end up coming over this side to play, and they may then drop off and fall into the gutter and may get injured. Imagine if there is even a downpour. We've reliably been informed that each time there is a downpour or rainfall, this entire stretch gets flooded. And indeed, when you look at a distance away from where I am standing, it looks quite messy, an indication that when it rains, areas close to the drain get flooded. And if children or even the residents come around wanting to access the other side of the community, some of them may get drowned. So this indeed should be concerning to the appropriate authorities watching to then intervene and then have a lasting solution. Already we've been told that there seem not to be a common ground for the stakeholders involved between the residents and the assembly, and also with the MP and the chiefs and the National Disaster Management Organization, that's the NADMO. So if there is no proper coordination, how then do we determine the way forward? There is another concerned resident here, a woman, to then share with us how this situation also worries her. Welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch, madam.
Nefa newa wonpa nefai ana ban atwe hia akwa wo fio aja ke gota ne kadinwo ne wona he kokura wotu ka wo bi aja school ba me domo se kadi wote nu chumo ba hia me hia ba dan wo ba tawo me dan aba wa nyeneke ni nyumo ne moko gbeke bibie ko me gbe gota wo wonpa ban fai wonpa le fai wa ko ne twe hia hawo na wa wo fio aja ke wo ne no ko wo fe yi wo wonpa le fai.
Thank you very much. So she cited an example making a reference that just the day before today, a pupil fell into the drain whilst using the bridge, and it terrifies them anytime or each time they have to send their awards to school. She is therefore appealing urgently for the municipal assembly to then step in and assist them with a bridge in good shape so that they are able to have access to their communities, other parts of the communities with ease and then at their convenience. I have our last guest here, also a concerned resident. He's just close to the drain to then share his views with us as well. Welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, one thing that I would like to add it to it is that whatever that my brothers and my sister were saying is true. And consider, as you have a child, you give birth to a child for a certain age, and one day you are sending a child to school, and you see all of a sudden your child son fall into a water. Maybe that son can be a doctor to help the whole nation, the whole Ghana, but because of this situation here, the child will just fall into the water. So that child can be doctor, can be lawyer. So when that thing happens, we have all lost that child that must become a doctor or a lawyer. So the situation here is very bad. Anytime that rainfall, you see flood all over here. You can't go, you can't come. So we are appealing for the government and to come for our aid to help us to solve the situation here, because it's very bad. It's very, very bad. And see a lot of people here. It's not here alone. This gutter is up to the very far end. And if one son or a child fall into this water, we don't know about what is happening also there. Somebody also might be fall into the same water again. So at the end of the day, about 10 children or 5 children can be fall into the water. And we are going to lose a very great potential children in this nation. So I appeal for government that it should come to our aid to come and help us. So that's what I have to say to add it.
We end our conversation here. It's Community Watch on Metro TV. My name is Gabriel Ni Obodai Atopra Atunam Togbo Ashon. I've been ably assisted by Rosemary Koko Anyigba and part of our team helping us to bring this to your way successfully. Jesse and also Pinto. From here, we are getting in touch with the Municipal Chief Executive, the Member of Parliament, the NADMO officials to hear their take on this matter and what they are doing to address the plight of the residents. Continue watching Community Watch.